to the Letting Go Movement podcast. Are you ready to live your life to the fullest? Are you ready to reach up to your highest potential? Then you're in the right place. The Letting Go team is here to bring you a life-changing experience, easily, simply, and instantly. Today with Thomas and Maria.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our podcast. This is episode number 6 and this is Maria here from Letting Go Movement, and I have my friend here, Thomas, who will be co-hosting this podcast with me. Hi Thomas.
Hello, it's Thomas here. Hi Maria, hi everybody.
And for today we were thinking to give you a little bit of an insight about how we started and what were the roadblocks that we experienced at the beginning of our practice. And I would like to ask you, Thomas, to share some of your experiences, if you could. How was the beginning of this journey for you?
I've had so many different kind of experiences. I don't even know which one should I start with. Probably my biggest experience ever was an experience that I already mentioned earlier in, I think it was episode number 2 probably. And this happened after about 4 months of regular letting go. And it happened very, very suddenly. I just went to extremely negative state, and I mean it was such a strong negative state that I would call it like hitting the bottom totally. It felt like being in dark, in a complete dark. It was after 4 months letting go. It had been kind of usual letting go, and all of a sudden one morning I woke up and I was in total darkness, and I felt horrible. I would describe that feeling like zero self-worthiness. It felt like I wouldn't exist, or if I wouldn't exist, it wouldn't matter at all. I felt so lost, so nothing, being like nothing. And it was horrible, but I already knew that I had a great technique to deal with this, to cope with that, and I saw it like amazing opportunity. So I started letting go. I wasn't even able to get out of the bed because I was so depressed, so much in dark, and I let go. And after 20-30 minutes of heavy letting go, I fell asleep. Then I woke up after an hour, same thing. Just a little bit lighter, but just a little bit. Darkness, confusion, zero self-worthiness. So I really let go again, let go, fell asleep. Immediate sleep, very, very tired. And this went along all the day. I had about 10 or 12 extremely heavy letting go processes during this day. Then 11 p.m. I finally fell asleep, absolutely exhausted, and then I woke up the other morning, and I cannot even describe what happened. It was probably my strongest moment of my life. If you sometimes hear about moments when you literally feel connected to everything and everybody, that happened to me. I was totally connected. I was being in a total harmony and peace with everything. I was able to sense on a very fine level emotions and even thoughts of other people around me. And I was in oblivion. It was like, it was paradise. It was like in a heaven. It was very, very profound, very strong experience. It lasted about 6 or 7 hours, and it was so overwhelming, positively overwhelming. It was so mind-blowing that after 7 or 8 hours, I had to say, stop, it's too soon, I don't know how to handle it, because it's so much of everything, of connectedness. I was just not ready for that. So it is down, but since that moment, I've probably never ever experienced really strong moment of negativity anymore, and it completely changed the level of my negative energy forever. And that was my strongest experience in very early stage with letting go.
Wow, that is really intense. That must have been a really profound experience for you.
Yeah. So what was your tell us?
Wow. Well, in my past, I was experimenting with letting go little by little. But when I found, when we established this technique and I started to practice it more consciously, that really transformed my life. I was going through a lot of self-doubt, my self-worth, and the perception how I saw myself was not very positive. And that was holding me back in all areas in my life. And I saw myself in many situations as not good enough. Probably most of the situations in my life. And I really wanted to change that. And I knew that the change can only come from within. There is not enough seminars, there is not enough books that I can read, there is not enough self-improvement that I can do outside of myself that will change this. So I decided to continuously surrender to my own self and see who I am really deep inside. And sometimes, especially as a woman, I was very in my masculine self in the past because I wanted to be successful, because I wanted to reach a certain level, I wanted to prove that I'm worthy for love, or I wanted to prove that I can stand alone in this world as a woman and I am enough for this life. So that brought me to a certain level which I was very grateful for. But when I started to let go of my perceptions, that's when magic started to happen. I really started to see myself and let go of these negative feelings of I was single at that time and I thought that I will never experience love. I don't even know what love is whatsoever, and who am I to give any sort of value to anyone's life? I will just make someone more disappointed with whatever they're going through. I have nothing to give. And all this self-doubt and wrong beliefs, they had to be let go of. And when I started to practice this technique of letting go, I experienced something really deep as well myself, and it wasn't very pretty. It was very painful. It was there was a lot of emotional turmoil that I went through at that point, because obviously these were the feelings that determined and defined my identity until that point. So it was total surrender from one practice or one process to the other. And later on, when I realized that all these feelings were surfacing, I was embracing them in a way that I never have been able before. And soon after all the pain and everything that was embraced, I felt this deep, heartfelt gratitude for all this pain that was guiding me through until now. And from that point, I saw myself as being guided by everything else that is happening around me. And that was a beautiful moment, because I saw that no matter how I see my life or how I see myself, I will be exactly where I need to be, and I will experience the things that I have to experience at that certain point in my life. So that point, when I realized that, I saw that there is no point to worry. So I could let go of myself not being good enough in that situation, because then I saw that maybe I could be lighter, I could be prettier, I could be smarter, I could be more successful, I could work more, I could do this and that, but it wouldn't matter, because I am where I need to be. And that acceptance hit me only because I was able to let go of my feelings and my perception of my reality at that point. So
Wow.
That's pretty much my experience,
Wow.
a little bit of my experience. There was a lot more, but...
So what happened after that?
Oh, what happened after that? It's clarity, synchronicity, everything that we talked about before in other episodes as well, and what Thomas mentioned too. It was this connectedness with everything, that all I need is there, and I can, I'm one with everything. And whatever comes to my life, I was very grateful for it. So soon after, I started to meet people that were bringing amazing experiences to my life, and I also found love, not only in another person who is going to be my husband soon, but also in myself. So I realized that the only time when I ever felt alone, it was when I lost this clarity and ability to see myself for the person who I really am, who is capable and capable of so much and is beautiful as she is. And that was the biggest gift that letting go could have ever given me.
Awesome. I really think that we went through kind of similar heavy letting go experiences, and I think that the main point of these super challenging letting go moments, when we went through a lot of darkness, the point of these challenging days is that we found out our self-worthiness. We know that we are worth, we know why we are here, and we know that just to be, it's enough. We can just be ourselves, not to do anything, and everything is already perfect.
And you can come to a point where you see your challenges as a gift. Anything that comes to your life is truly a gift to you, because that will bring you to the next high point, the biggest joy that you can ever imagine. Because there are waves as well. There is a high and there is a low. There is a mountain and there is a valley. And there is no low, there is no high. So there has to be some sort of an acceptance towards everything that is happening in your life. And when you lose this belief and the directed view that you had in the past, because you no longer are short-sighted by your own beliefs, you can experience magic.
Yeah, beautifully said. And I would also, as a practical person, I would add one more thing. And just to know, once you start practicing letting go process and you keep practicing, all the lows are smaller and smaller. So you will experience higher highs, but at the same time lower lows. You will be growing and growing, and your moments of low will be much more pleasant, much easier to handle than any time before.
Your lows will be much higher than most people's highs, actually.
Yeah, that's a perfect end of this podcast episode.
Yes, thank you, Tomas, for sharing your journey. It was really good to listen to.
Thank you very much, Maria, for sharing with us so open about your journey. And I think we still have much more to share. So how about that? Sometimes in some future episode, we will share some more of these amazing experiences.
Yes, there will be more as well that is coming along the road because it's a never-ending journey. And I would like to know some of the experiences of our listeners because I think we have quite a few amazing, inspiring stories amongst the practitioners already. So if you have one, just feel free to send it to us. It can be written or you can record it or send us a short video. We would love to be part of what you are experiencing too.
Or you can share on your social media, or you can write us directly on tomas@lettinggomovement.com or maria@lettinggomovement.com. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Letting Go Movement podcast. And now it's time to start taking action. Download our free Letting Go Power Manual and experience your amazing transformation. www.lettinggomovement.com. Changing lives of millions.